Now to a story that's rocking the art world. According to reports, experts believe a recent group of forgeries of old master paintings on the market have cost unsuspecting collectors more than $250 million. Now, one art dealer even called it the biggest art scandal in a century. In studio with more details is I-24 News correspondent Maya Markey. Thanks so much for being with us here. So what's involved in this scandal like this?
Well, there are tons of art dealers across Europe involved. There's Sotheby's auction house involved, which sells, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of art and cultural artifacts every year. You also have London's National Gallery involved. They apparently hang one of these paintings in their gallery.
Wow.
They had it hanging there in the museum. And one art critic from The Guardian actually thought that the painting looked kind of bizarre, but he didn't go further with his questioning. But now it turns out that that painting is probably one of the fakes. You have paintings by supposed Dutch masters Frans Hals, Lucas Cranach the Elder, Orazio Gentileschi. It's like you said, it's one of the biggest art crimes of the century. They're comparing it to the 1940s when there was this famous Dutch painter who forged Vermeer paintings, Hans van Meegeren, and this was considered to be a huge scandal at the time. And this is what this is being compared to.
Do investigators have any idea who's behind it?
They're calling the person behind it the Moriarty of fakers. Moriarty was like the criminal mastermind in Sherlock Holmes. They're saying that the forgeries are so brilliantly constructed, they're so well put together that it's incredibly difficult to tell that they're fakes. The bulk of the works actually come from a collection of a French civil engineer named André Bory, but the common thread, the person actually being investigated, is this French art dealer called Giuliano Ruffini, and he's the one who sold all of these paintings, or most of them, the majority of them, to auction houses all across Europe, London, Paris, Milan. His estate was raided in April in Parma, and he's under investigation. Most of the paintings he owned, they found out were forgeries. Now, his defense is that he's not an art expert, he's just selling these paintings. He's never claiming that they are what these experts are saying, he's just selling them.
Interesting. So how does one go about forging artwork like this?
It's actually quite sophisticated, and you have to be a really extremely talented technician to make artworks that look close to the original. Now we have scientific analysis and things like this, laboratories that can examine paintings, but not every painting that goes through an auction house is actually examined in this way. Although because of this major scandal, they're saying now that the art collectors and auction houses will have to examine things much more carefully. So what they look at is basically provenance and authenticity. But many art figures actually are very embarrassed about this scandal, and they don't want to talk about it because it looks bad on them. It makes them look like they're not really experts. What art forgers can do is actually go into antique shops, buy old paintings that are not really valuable, scrape off the paint, repaint them in the style of a famous artist, a master, add varnish that's from like hundreds of years ago, and that's the way these things can be faked, basically.
That's amazing. You really do have to be a good artist to actually do this, and it's one person who's been doing all of this. It's just amazing. So hopefully we'll have an answer soon as to who's really behind this and how much money they made. Maya, thank you so much for this.
Sure.
And that's all for now. Join us again on Sunday for more of The Daily Beat. Thanks so much for watching.